Here.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
They're all hot dogs. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Gingy.
Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Gentlemen, I am pain.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face. The blackest eyes. The devil's eyes.
You think that when you die, you go to heaven. You come to us.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I think he's in trouble.
Julie, this guy, if he can't take a joke, he stinks.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
Good evening, Flesh Wound Radio freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Radio. I am Daniel Shine, joined as always by Todd Loya. Todd, how goes your evening, sir?
You stopped with my nicknames. I'm kind of disappointed.
I can't call you a pervert every week. I mean, the show's young.
Well,
we're like 1 minute in.
Yeah, but I told you've been doing my nickname, then you stopped doing it all of a sudden.
Mr. Sophistication, is that the one you like?
Yes. But speaking of which, you know what I've noticed?
What?
We never say the episode title on the show or the episode number.
We don't.
So
No.
I'm going to say this because we are episode 196. We have 200 coming up. And
we
if anyone's curious why this... I was going to say, if anyone's interested why this episode is called Monkey Stuff, I will explain that later. Hopefully Dan got the reference.
Of course. It's funny, yeah, we don't do that. We probably should. Technically, we're over 200 if you count those separate After Darks we did, and do we count commentaries? I should know, and I'm trying to remember. We do count those in the numbers, right, or not?
The only episodes, yes, no, the After Dark is different unless it's like an After Dark show. Like the standalone After Darks are different. That's a different member.
Yeah, they're rare. Yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
I mean, there's, and of course, Squared Circle Society is separate, and the commentaries are normally numbered. I don't think we've done any that weren't. So, yes, for our main show, for this one, we're approaching 200, so we'll hit it in April. So now on,
we will hit it.
I'm gonna make Dan start saying our episode numbers and our titles leading up into it.
There we go. Yeah, we will. I was gonna say we'll have to decide what we're gonna do for 200. I know we did something for 100.
Did we? I don't even remember.
What should we do for 200? Yeah, we did a little something. I mean, maybe a topic?
Something
I don't know. With our reviews.
We'll see if we can get our run-in from Pugs.
Brock, yeah, he's got to. It's 200. It's going to be a little while before we get 300, so we're paying that son of a bitch. He better come on, God damn it. Fuck. Anyways.
Yes, so we'll figure out something cool. Or something you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it, so it's...
Yeah. He's not here tonight. I guess this is like our Fast Lane show. It doesn't really matter. It's not WrestleMania, so he's fucking Sable, and, he's good. Watching his land. God damn it. Anyways, so, where was I? I hurt Todd's feelings because I didn't use a nickname.
No.
Then he reminded me about 200, which is good because that occurred to me actually last week. What the fuck was I going to say? I'm like lost. Oh, news. Whatever. I don't know. I'm thrown off. Facebook's fucked up today too, and that's kind of that's been a bit of a headache. But fortunately, Blog Talk is holding strong for now. So hopefully, it won't be a glitchy day for you guys. So I think I briefly mentioned this last week, but I'm going to plug it again because why not? April Ghouls Drive-In Monsterama is going to be Friday, April the 26th through 27th, Friday and Saturday, at Riverside Drive-In Theater in Vandergrift, Pennsylvania. I will be there. Couldn't convince Todd to fly out and sit in the cold with me, but Chris McGibbon, who long-time listeners from the old school Creep Show Radio, and there's some of you that actually go back to Horror Theater Radio too. He'll be there as well. I think we have a filmmaker actually tagging along with us too. Don't want to say who it is because I don't know if that's a sure thing, but yeah, we'll be there hanging out, watching movies, and they're going to be screening all 35mm prints except 2 of them, but they're going to be screening Basket Case, Toxic Avenger, Slit This, and Blood Beach, and then on Saturday they're going to be screening The Fog, Creep Show, Mother's Day, and Burial Ground. I am very excited for this weekend. I don't know which one I'm looking forward to seeing the most at a drive-in. It's tough. I mean, you could say classic, Creep Show and The Fog, of course, are awesome movies, but I don't know. I'm actually feeling Burial Ground, which is one. So somewhere Saturday on my birthday, I will be watching some creepy man-child boob sucking in Burial Ground. It'll probably be about 3 or 4 a.m. at that point. So 27th. That's how I'm ringing in the big 3-3. So come on out. It's a really awesome weekend, and this is right near the Night of the Living Dead cemetery location, original and remake, the Dawn of the Dead Mall, some of the Martin filming locations. There's a whole lot. The Living Dead Museum's there, and if you haven't done that, it's a very small but super cool thing to check out. You can even buy pieces of the original mall, which I assume is still there, so you can check that out. Lots of cool gifts there, and yeah, that's my early plug. Since I'm plugging, I will also plug FleshWoundFeatures.com, and you can access the Flesh Wound on eBay, adding more stuff every week. All right, so that's my plugging. What else do we got going on here? Oh, Todd, I was going to ask you if you've heard about this movie. We may have briefly touched on it recently, but have you heard of the new film Charlie Says from Mary Harron, who directed American Psycho, and also Guinevere Turner, who wrote it, and she wrote American Psycho for the screenplay, I should say.
I have not. Well, yes.
This looks really good. It is a Manson flick with Matt Smith of Doctor Who playing Charles Manson. I did hear that a while back, but this apparently focuses on the Manson women who are essentially it's essentially their story about how they're attempted to deprogram them. Of course, Leslie Van Houten, Patricia Krenwinkel, and Susan Atkins are who they focus on, and looks really good actually. It's coming out from IFC, so that means we'll get that Shout Blu-ray for this one hopefully. And
I'm trying to break that habit of you, Dan. You always say that. Like today's description, you put a Screen Factory. It's IFC Midnight. They're just a distributor.
I just do it to fuck with you, Todd. You're sensitive today.
Yeah,
Todd.
but you make more work. No, well, that's because I had to fix it. Like, God damn it,
My
Dan.
apology. I know, I didn't call him by his nickname. Todd's one.
And I'm going to call him out. The other thing Dan has a bad habit of doing is when a movie is not out on a physical media and reviewing a VOD, he says we're reviewing it early when technically we are not.
Fuck VOD. It's not out until it's on physical. I'm old,
which is
Todd.
not even true. I get that.
I'm
That's
old,
why I'm trying
Todd.
to publicly shame you to break your habits.
I know. Forget the nickname. Todd's gonna run down everything. Todd's gonna start talking about my relationship issues, and it's just gonna keep fucking digging the knife. God damn it, Todd! Why so angry? What did I do to warrant this? It's okay.
I don't know. You broke Facebook?
I didn't break Facebook. That was the fucking Russians, man. I don't know who did that. It was weird. Every time something goes wrong with Facebook, I think I'm in trouble for something. And I've been pretty good the last, 6 months now. I mean, I send fucked up stuff, but I do it privately now, so, I can't get zucked again. I've been zucked many times. I mean, I have a fucking prolapse from getting zucked. It's terrible. But yeah, I'm a good boy now. I'm right to censor Steven Richards now. One day I'm going to just do this show and start talking about Jesus, and I'm going to do the whole fucking show that way. We're not going to say a word. It's just going to be a week, and you're going to get right to censor Dan. Todd no-sells it. It'll just be like it's the normal show, and it'll probably be pretty cool. Non-wrestling fans don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but that's okay. Oh, dude. This is not horror-related at all, but fuck it, am I going to talk about it. Did you see who's going to prison?
No, I did not.
Lori Loughlin, Aunt Becky from Full House, allegedly, what did she do? Allegedly bribing to get her daughter into a prestigious college. And I'm hearing my echo a little bit. I don't know if that's on your end or mine, but
no, I don't hear it.
Nah, it's okay.
And you go to jail for that shit now?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a big bribery ring. Apparently, there's a whole. I mean, the guy who I guess was orchestrating this must have ratted on a bunch of people. Apparently, wore a wire. I was just catching it up on it today because I was looking at Facebook and I'm like, what's with these Full House prison memes? And then I'm like, fuck, we're gonna get fucking barbed wire dolls with Aunt Becky from Full House, dude. I want to see that.
Oh, that explains some. I saw a Becky thing, and I thought it was someone said it in Roseanne, so I think someone screwed it up. So I was thinking the other one.
Yeah, I don't know my Full House very well. Wasn't she Aunt Becky?
No. Yes, the Full House one makes sense. Someone did a Roseanne one, which didn't make sense because I googled that.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
someone got confused. You're not confused, Dan. Well, you probably are. Not today.
No, I know I'm not confused because I did watch a little bit of news today, and yeah. Dude, we got to get the women in prison Aunt Becky thing. I want Stamos in there as the rapey prison guard. He'd be pretty good. Maybe a more sinister side of Uncle Jesse. I think Bob Saget, dude, he would be great as the pervy doctor. Could be injecting the women with PCP, like sex serum. That's women in prison with Full House. You only cast Full House people, dude. Oh, my ideas are fucking genius.
You
I have
see,
a lot of bad old.
you lose me on this
Olsen
one because
twin
I was
jokes.
never a fan of Full House.
I wasn't really either, but I mean, I'm like 10 years younger than you, so you know, you're kind of aware of it.
I
it
get
was kind
shit.
of a big deal.
I get shit for hating Family Matters from people my age. I hated that fucking show. Goddamn Urkel. Fake ass Screech.
You didn't even like. You didn't like the Chucky. Don't be racist, Todd. He's not Screech. Just because he's a nerd doesn't mean.
I said fake ass
Screech.
Screech.
No, I thought I was waiting for Black Screech to come out of you, and I'm like, no, can't do that. That's racist, dude. And no, it's not a knockoff. They debuted. Fact check me if I'm wrong. I want to say those shows. It was either the same year. Or I think Family Matters might have been 1 year earlier. They were both basically. Go ahead. I mean, I don't know the exact date, but at least the same year. And I want to say both were 89, but Saved by the Bell might have been 90.
Oh, no. Good Morning, Miss Bliss started in 87, which is where Screech started. That's the early years. And then if you go with...
Fuck you. Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell.
It's the same fucking show. It's the same fucking character. And if you want to go Saved by the Bell, it's 89, but... yeah.
They both are. No, they're both 89. So I'm not going to say that Stephen Urkel was
Good Morning.
A rip-off of Screech. Good Morning what? And are you sure Screech was on a different show?
Yeah, that's... Okay, you know I literally just watched every episode of Saved by the Bell, right?
I know.
Did you not ever watch Saved by the Bell?
Yes, I did.
89.
Of course I did.
Okay. Do you remember the episodes where they're like, "Oh, let's take you back to when we were in high school or junior high"?
It's been a while. I mean, I can't say I was a little kid, but.
All right. Good Morning, Miss Bliss was the first year of the show. It had Zach, Lisa, and Screech. They didn't like the other characters and retooled it the following year. And that's when Slater shows up and Jesse and everyone else. Mr. Belding's on it, everything else.
Different cast?
No. Zach, Lisa, Screech, and Mr. Belding are all the same.
You know, I got to stop you for a minute. You watched every fucking episode of Saved by the Bell over again? And
I
you're,
just
what,
watched
40?
the wedding. I watched the wedding one today. Blame Shout Factory for putting it out. I wasn't planning on doing it, and it happened. And I still have time for all my... Well, the one thing that's different is I can actually have that on and, like, half pay attention while I'm working. That's why I don't, I knocked it out, like, instantly. Honestly, I just want to get to the extras discs and hear how they all want to fucking kill Screech.
Oh, come on. The Saved by the Smell sex tape was at least top 5 for celebrity sex tapes.
I have not seen it, but is that a recommendation?
Well, hey, I'm not like, oh my God, I got to see fucking Screech, give a dirty Sanchez to a girl. In terms, I mean, I'm not saying I've whacked to it, but you kind of got to see it. You know, it's like the Vern Troyer sex tape. We never got the full version, but motherfucker, am I going to watch that shit? Yes. If they put out a 4K, am I going to buy it? Yes. If they put out a fucking steelbook, I will buy that too, because you got to fucking see that shit.
I have not seen either yet, sorry.
You can't see the Vern Troyer one. You can see him tonguing the girl, and that's about it. I think he sued, and that didn't come to fruition, sadly. Just like we'll never get to see the full Hogan sex tape.
All these disappointments in Dan's life. You know, I'm just going to say, for someone who's trying to rush, or not rush, to get done on time, I'm kind of fucking myself, aren't I?
You are fucking yourself, Todd. Got you and your man crush on Zach Morris. I mean, goddamn.
Come on.
Did you still want to
Kelly,
fuck him when he was on that cop show? What was he on? NYPD Blue, was that it?
NYPD Blue. No.
There you go.
You're gonna tell me you didn't like Dead Man on Campus.
Yeah, I liked that. Yeah, I remember liking that. I even kind of thought American Werewolf in Paris was not as horrible as people made it out to be. I mean, it's no American Werewolf in London, but Dead Man on Campus has been a while. But I do remember liking that.
Yes.
Fuck, that doesn't have a Blu-ray, does it? That's due.
It does overseas, and it actually has the uncut version overseas, not the shitty American. Speaking of, and not the shitty Weinstein.
You're going to have to hook me up. Oh, yeah.
I got to check if it's region 3. Region
what?
free. I got to check if it's region free.
God, I haven't thought about that movie in a long time. It's been a while. You brought it up at first, and my head was like, oh, fuck yeah. It's kind of one of those forgotten, what was it, 95-ish?
Are we talking about Dead Man or Paris? Which one are we talking about?
No, Dead Man. Although those two, I think, were close. I want to say maybe Paris was 96.
I'm assuming you brought that one up because what's his name's in that one too. What is his name? I can't think of his name.
Crush. How do you? Mark Paul Gosselaar?
No, it's the other one. No, the other one's in it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Todd.
Mark Paul Gosselaar is not in American Werewolf in Paris.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
No,
I think no.
It's the other guy in Dead. It's the other guy in Dead Man on Campus that is.
All right. Well, it's been a while. I won't say for sure. I know Tom Everett Scott starred in American Werewolf on Paris.
Yes. He's in both of those. Mark Paul Gosselaar is not. They did have a buddy cop.
Dead Man on Campus. I don't want to. I'm not looking to fuck Zach Morris.
No.
I fapped to Kelly Slater and Showgirls a few times, but yeah.
Did you say Kelly Slater in Showgirls?
No, not Kelly Slater. Well, fuck, I fucked that one up, didn't I? Elizabeth Berkley.
Did.
I did. I fucked that one up.
I'm still fucking Tiffany over Berkeley.
Lopez is. I forget the character names. Who's Mario Lopez?
Slater.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I secretly want to fuck you, Mario Lopez. If I ever switch teams, just right up the fucking ass, man. I'm not ashamed to admit it. God damn it. Those fucking.
Do you have
those
my
fucking
support? I don't know.
There you go. We'll record it. For Flesh Wound After Dark now. But Showgirls, Elizabeth Berkley, that was like the event thing. I actually poked my head in, snuck into that one from Pagemaster. So I was like, took a very long piss, let's say, and just, went from the shitty Macaulay Culkin animated movie to spy on some tits. It's one of the braver things I did as a young man.
I'm shocked you did it.
So you say, like, I never go into another movie. All right. So, well, that was a lot of nonsense, but that's Flesh Wound Radio. So, where were we?
You're supposed to be reviewing stuff.
Movies. We should be, yeah. I know. We're talking about fucking Mario Lopez, and Todd wants to fuck Mark Paul Gosselaar. This is the welcome to the David Dakota edition of Flesh Wound Radio. All right, so moving on. I can't remember the character names. Kelly's a girl's name. I thought that was Elizabeth Berkley. Did I fuck up the last name? Is that all I fucked up?
Yes. No.
So what?
See, it was Kelly is Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Jesse is Elizabeth Berkley.
Oh,
and
there
then
you
it's
go.
A.C. Slater and Zach Morris.
Okay.
And
All right.
And Mr. Belton.
All right. It has obviously been a while. I almost impulse bought it myself. I know it's just DVD, right?
Yes, but it was shot on video.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at it at Walmart, and I think it's like only like $20 for the whole fucking thing. And I was like, but
for the Shout Factory one or the other set.
Ooh, probably maybe not Shout Factory then. I don't know, but it was the full series, and it was like ridiculously cheap. So
yeah, I was gonna say if it was the Shout one, definitely grab it. That's super cheap.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm gonna be 33. Am I really gonna sit down and watch Saved by the Bell? There's so much shit I'm behind on TV wise. I mean, that's an impulse buy. You're gonna fucking.
I guess it's easier for me.
To...
No, you deserve Saved by the Bell.
Fuck you, Todd. He's really taking that nickname serious now. All right.
I should make you watch it and take notes, and then when you're done, I'll watch whatever it's called.
Deep Space Nine?
Yeah, that's it.
You're not gonna fucking watch it, Todd. Don't even lie. Son of a bitch. You gotta pay
when it comes out on
attention to
Blu-ray.
that. No, it's bullshit.
Oh.
Bullshit artists. I just gotta, I would settle for you even watching like Farscape, which you'd love. Supernatural, which quite frankly I'm not sure why you haven't started. I know there's a fuck ton to get into, but
that's the same reason. Although I feel like rewatching it drop.
You never got the region-free Blu-ray on that? That's a really good set.
No, I haven't picked it up yet.
I would grab it before it goes out of print. They re-released the DVDs recently too, but
I saw them and I was like, yeah, I'm lame. Yeah, it jumped up in price. It goes up and down. Next time it drops, I'll grab it.
Yeah. No love for Lex. I don't meet any fellow
Never
Lex
watched
fans, but it's a fun, weird-ass cult sci-fi show. I've always loved that. You should check that out. But on that note, let's move into our reviews for the evening. We'll kick it off with we got a bit of a true crime flick. Well, not a real killer, but a serial killer flick from director.
Well, no.
What?
How are we not closing with that? Absolutely not. I'm calling it audible. We're opening up with Do It Yourself. Yeah,
right.
I said no. We're closing with that.
All right.
All right. Think of countries where gun-blazing, action-packed genre films are made, and Greece probably is not on the top of your list. But AFI grad Demetrius, Tissophons proves to be the exception to the to this hyper-prevailing crime thriller. Synopsis. Small-time crook and ex-con Alkis is double-crossed by an ex-cellmate and finds himself trapped in a working porn studio where his shady, trigger-happy accomplices have no intention of letting him out alive. The disheveled crook has only one option: to escape by any means necessary. And I'm just going to start with, I'm sorry, I murdered the Greek names. My bad.
We should make you read off like the entire end credits and try and get that, because Greek names are tough. I mean, you got stuff like Papadopoulos, and you really kind of almost have to.
And now we've gone full circle. Because that's Full House.
Full House. Who's Papadopoulos on Full House now, Todd?
Jesse.
Well, it's still a Greek name. I guess Jesse was Greek.
That's what I'm
then.
saying. So you brought up. No,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I feel
I
like
don't know.
Flesh Wound 200 now. We've got to like review Dead Man on Campus, and maybe we will do like. I've always wanted to do our own audio tracks of stuff, just kind of like kill everybody's childhoods. Can you imagine if we dubbed Saved by the Bell? How fucking awesome
No.
is that? We blow up the internet, man. Make Todd voice Urkel, since he's sullied the good name of one Jaleel White. But anyways, let's review this Greek flick. So do it yourself. Films, which is
I did
a
say
company
that.
I'm.
Thank you, Dan.
You did. I couldn't hear it over all of the like trying to kind of say the Greek names, so I was just reminding people. I'm just gonna say in terms of descriptions, that was like Sabu like just took some Valium or something. That you did botch that one a little bit. Just fucking like jumped right over the chair and knocked himself out on the ropes. But that's okay. Man, we can't always say Greek names.
I knew
yes,
it was going to get botched, so I can't even front.
That's okay. We have those kinds of days. So yeah, it's kind of. I should say first and foremost, it is subtitled. It's not dubbed. So anybody that has an issue with that, this kind of a Tarantino-esque in a way. I thought it was pretty cool. It's kind of it's not The Raid by any means. Somebody kind of compared it to The Raid for some odd reason, other than the whole building thing. I think that might steer you wrong. But it's basically a crime thriller with a good bit of comedy thrown in there. I dug this one. It's not a horror film, quite frankly, as I kind of expected it might have been. Again, Artsploitation doesn't just distribute horror films. They do a lot of different stuff, and like I said, I can't guarantee you'll love everything they put out, but they are a pretty nifty company. I like the porn studio setting. I would have liked that utilized a little bit more. Like, I thought some of the
knew that was
the
your
fun,
first complaint. I knew that was coming.
You know me well, Todd. I mean, you had some of the funny fighting bits. Wouldn't it have been cool if they just, like, burst down while they're, like, shooting, like, a gangbang or something? Would have been funny. I mean, it's not quite what I would have done with the premise, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, I just don't, if you're going to set it in a porn studio, I would have liked some more of that. I'm not complaining about the lack of titties, Todd. That's not what I said. So, a little bit, but that wasn't my main thing. I'm talking yucks over fucks, Todd. They didn't get the yucks in. It could have been a little funnier. But what did you think? I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a pretty fun ride, some nice twists and turns. What did you think?
I'm with you on that. I thought I didn't know what we were getting into, and I really I ended up really digging it. Yeah. It. I hope the subtitles don't scare people away. I know several people that just won't commit to anything with subtitles, but yeah, I had a good time with it. It's not an elite title for me compared to like Wither, which they put out, and there's no.
But again, it's not a horror movie, so don't go in. I wouldn't even really call this one a thriller. It's not what I thought it would be. That's not an entirely bad thing. Let's see. Konstantin Aspiotis. I'm going to say I said it better than you. The lead as Alkis was really good. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed his performance. And it is a Greek film, so maybe some of the things that I would have done with it, you always have to accept a foreign film.
Yeah, lost in
for its
translation.
its own sensibility. I don't necessarily think lost in translation per se. I thought there were some moments for humor that maybe they missed out on a little bit, but again, different culture. I'm a different guy, so yeah. I think it's definitely worth a one-time watch. Like I said, it's not a horror film, not a thriller. Just think kind of a crime flick with with a decent bit of comedy. They didn't go as over the top as I kind of was expecting them to go with the comedy, though, and that may or may not be a good thing depending on you. Todd, what was my second complaint going to be?
I don't know.
Come on, Todd. If you don't, what did they tease and not deliver on?
Lesbians?
They did at the very end.
Oh, okay.
So there you
Dan,
go.
I'm not the one who gets instantly hard when I hear the word lesbians. So it must have went over my head.
Come on, Todd. Yes, you are. Come on. How do you not love lesbians, Todd?
Because they don't love me.
Well, no. The true one does not love any man, but nonetheless, they are pleasant to look at.
So you don't even like lesbians. You like straight women doing lesbianic things. There's a difference.
Bullshit, artist. Are you telling me that Nina Hartley is not a lesbian?
I'm not telling you there's no Santa Claus, but I'll just let it go.
No Santa, dude. That's fucked up, man. You got to go there.
Sorry for all the children.
There's a kid
I know all the children
right
that
now.
are listening.
There's
I'm sorry,
kid
children.
That's already heard us talk about cornholing Mario Lopez, and now you got to tell him there's no fucking Santa, Todd. You
all right.
soulless bastard.
Run before Dan puts his hat on.
Oh, fuck you, Todd. My hat is awesome. I'm renting a fucking horse, and I'm coming into that arena with that fucking hat on. I'm going OG Dusty Rhodes and Dick Murdoch. I'm just riding a fucking horse in there, and I'm gonna have that hat, and nobody's taking that hat and doing anything to it. God damn it. All right. I enjoyed the film. What?
Never mind. I was going to say that makes it seem like more of a prize.
Yeah. You catch the fucking horse, dude. I'm in the South. I can find a horse. I don't know how to ride them, but I'll find a wild one somewhere, and I don't know. I'll ride it all the way to fucking L.A. It'll be fun. All right. So do it yourself. I give it a 3. I mean, it's definitely a fun flick, and it's different, and different's always good. Is it worth a second watch for me? Probably not, but still, I appreciated it. It's a good crime thriller, with a few cool gags. What say you, Todd?
I liked it. I guess a little bit better. I give it a 3.5. I had fun with it for all it's worth. I would say go in knowing it's not horror and you aren't for, like Dan said, what did you call it? Genre-wise?
It's kind of a comedic crime thriller. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And I know.
Crime.
Yeah, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Probably rent it first, just see. All right. So moving on to our next flick. Well, Todd, you already booked our main event. So what do you want to do next?
Whatever you want to do, other than the main.
All right, Clove Hitch Killer. Never mind. All right, so we'll do a retro title. Why not? Screams of a Winter Night. Screams of a Winter Night is, God, it can almost qualify as a new film, essentially, because I know this is one they've been going nuts over on Dark Force. The store keeps closing, and this is one a lot of people have been dying to get their hands on.
Ooh.
What?
No, sorry. I just figured out what we're reviewing next week.
Oh, what? Do tell. That seemed like an enthusiastic, almost Ric Flair-esque woo.
Forced Entry.
Oh, I didn't order it yet, though. Now, you know that is not the Forced Entry, right?
I know it's the remake with...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not dumb, Dan.
All right, no, I was more excited at first because I thought it was that.
Oh no, that at least has a decent DVD. This thing has been unavailable in quality for you, but we'll talk about that next week. Never mind.
We'll talk about it. There we go. All right, so Screams of a Winter Night is a 1979 horror anthology from director James L. Wilson. A group of college students are spending a weekend away at a remote cabin. To pass the time, they decide to tell scary stories to one another. The first story focuses on a couple being terrorized by a Bigfoot-like creature while in the woods. The second story follows a group of fraternity brothers who spend the night in an abandoned hospital reputed to be haunted, while the third story concerns a young woman who begins to lose her grip on reality after experiencing an attempted rape. After telling their stories, they discuss an alleged wind spirit who haunts the lake near the cabin in which they are staying, which becomes the most terrifying story of them all. Now watch this film from the original 16mm A/B roll camera negative that includes the legendary, thought-to-be-lost fourth story involving a creepy tree witch, never before seen until now. All right, so this one has been notoriously difficult to get for many years since the VHS. Even that, if I recall, was kind of a more difficult one. I didn't do the VHS collecting thing post VHS, so I don't know how rare it was. But it just seems like this is one of those movies a lot of people wanted to see and couldn't for a very long time. It's a regional Louisiana shot horror film. Okay, so is it worth the hype it's gotten for being so rare? It's not a great film, but it is very atmospheric. It's interesting because I actually think the wraparound is the strongest story, and it's fairly long and interwoven through the other stories, which are nothing particularly bad. They're very short. I mean, the Moss Point Man, the first non-wraparound story, pretty basic stuff, but all of them managed to keep a solid, creepy atmosphere about it, which makes it fun. Green Light, not a whole lot to that one. The stories are not great. The Missing story was fun. They made that work with the Halloween store ghoul props, but I dug it. I thought that had an eerie vibe. Overall, I can't say this one. If you think you're going to get some fantastic lost horror movie, this isn't it. But I did really enjoy the wraparound. I thought they had a really cool, creepy finale with that. It's just kind of taper your expectations a little bit because it's decent, but it is in no way anything special. Todd, maybe I'm wrong. Did you get more out of it?
You are absolutely right. I was honestly disappointed. I haven't seen this thing in years and years. I'm glad I own it, but it's one of those, I don't know who I'd recommend it to. It's what it is. I don't know. I'm trying to be nice, so.
You know what's rare about this one for me is it's an anthology film, and it's one of the only ones I can think of offhand where I wish it wasn't an anthology film and they just focused on the Native American wind demon, because I was like, that's when it's at its best.
I think that's probably what disappointed me the most. I was more interested in that, the wraparound, than the other stuff.
I totally agree. Yeah, no, it's there's nothing horrible about the stories. It's just they are very, very just plain. I mean, plain's the only real word I can use. I mean, there's nothing, there's nothing special. There's no like amazing twist. I think Greenlight, quite frankly, wasn't very good at all. But the atmosphere does kind of save it a little bit. I'm a little surprised because there have been like some really excellent reviews for this one that have been out there over the years that I think have kind of fed into this being just so sought after. Unfortunately, I think quite a few of you are going to be a little bit disappointed once you actually see it. Frankly, I don't know if I did see this one back in the day on VHS. Watching it, I don't know. I didn't get that feeling. Maybe I didn't. And if I did, I can easily see why I would have kind of forgotten about this one. But I don't regret picking it up. It is a very rare film. This is, essentially the first time not essentially, it is the first time we've seen it uncut with that extra story. So, yeah, I wish it was better, but I should also point out this one's PG. So, now again, that's pre-PG-13 PG, so, there is a storyline involving rape, which you wouldn't get in the Shrek films of today, but it's nothing especially graphic in this one. I think your kids would be
So you wouldn't R Shrek.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Said you wouldn't R Shrek.
You get a pervert orc movie. The world needs more pervert orc movies. It's not that many of them, and I feel that should be a stronger subgenre. But anyways, all right, so I'm still going to be generous with this one and give it a 2.5. It's not horrible, and if you've never seen it, it's worth a watch. But the stories were just kind of Unless you have a strong nostalgia for this one, and even then, I think most people will watch it now and think, that wasn't as good as I remembered. What say you, Todd?
Yeah, you're dead on. I'm a 2.5 on this also. It's average. I was kind of disappointed. I know a lot of people were trying really hard to get this one, but hopefully it's a little bit easier now. I mean, I think we got ours on the third time it went up. Because you can easily, I don't know if it's still open.
I think it closed again, but you will eventually get a copy if you want to. That's got to be calming down here soon. I think with Bill Olsen in the hospital, that's also fueled it a little bit too. Some of those videos and everything.
You're right.
So, it's solid. But I was expecting more. It's definitely a case of hype, I think, failing us. But nonetheless, you can only get. No, actually, I take that back. Doesn't Diabolic have it? Or they probably will.
They might. If they don't, I'm sure they will. It's Code Red, not Dark Force. I'm sure they have it for international.
Okay. Yeah, they usually. Yeah, that's true. But
wait, does Dark Force
yeah,
ship in? Oh, I don't even want to tell you.
What?
I just went on
Now you
Diabolic. I just went on Diabolic.
Yeah.
And well, not only do they have a beautiful media book of Silent Night, Deadly Night, they have all 3 Emmanuel films in stock.
Ooh. Well, when did they? That's not soon, though, don't they?
I'm looking. Because I already smell a Fleshman After Dark coming.
Oh,
April 9th.
Well, I think we're both more Laura Gemser fans over Sylvia
we are,
Crystal.
but
we
are. Yes, we definitely are, but we've never talked really the original. Yes, I'm definitely when the hell does Black Emmanuel go up for pre-sale? If I missed that one or that one, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, in stock, so I guess they're shipping. When does I have them all pre-ordered on Amazon?
Right. It's the same price. So when you got to pay shipping? Decisions, huh?
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, that is tough.
If I get the Deadly Mantis, it drops the price now because I think it's like way more expensive on Amazon. Well, we can figure out our OCD buying habits later. We should probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
That is true. Oh, and it's April 9th. So, I mean, it's not that we have to wait forever, but, yeah.
So, only 3 weeks away.
Todd, you say that like you just found, like, a lump on your testicles or something. It's like you were bracing me for something horrible, not like OG erotica is on Diabolic.
OG erotica on a Diabolic is newsworthy.
It is. But, yeah, so... for us, yeah, that is like huge news. It's like the aliens have landed. We're titty geeks. What can I say? Who occasionally want to fuck Mario Lopez in the ass. Yeah, it's just how we roll. Speaking of fucking in the ass, it's a hell of a segue, isn't it? Can you believe that this is... All right, so somebody told me about... I guess this is a legit fetish, so somebody has fucking done it. Have you ever heard about people who love to... I don't know exactly how it works. I guess it expands and obviously causes a considerable amount of pain. But have you heard about worms in the dick hole? That's a thing.
Ow.
I don't... Yeah,
no, but does it...
Like... Yeah, that's some... That makes Richard Gere look vanilla. Like, there's worms in the... Well, worm in the dick hole. That is, like, legit. 2019, people. Worms in the dick hole is the new blowjob. I don't know. That's a legit thing. Yeah. I learn something every show. I learned about the incels on... the last show, you know, we should
all right.
Like
well, on that note.
Yeah. On that note, yes. Do we want to take our break or do we want to knock out another movie? I'm good either way.
We're going to knock a British boarding... Oh, we're going to do Slaughterhouse Rules. Then we'll come back with Greta.
Sweet.
A British boarding school turns into a battleground when unspeakable horrors emerge from the ground. Okay, well, this is Slaughterhouse Rules from Simon Pegg and Nick Frost's production company. The first outing, it's just recently released on Blu-ray in the UK from Sony Pictures. Yes. We are still awaiting a stateside release, but until then, the region-free import is readily available now. Okay.
Absolutely. So, Slaughterhouse Rules. So, I mean, I feel like ever since Simon Pegg and Nick Frost did Shaun of the Dead, they kind of almost damned themselves. I mean, I was a fan going back to Spaced, personally. I mean,
yes, me too.
That's a great show. But ever since Shaun of the Dead, I feel like it's destined that any movie these two are a part of from now on is going to be compared to Shaun of the Dead. That movie it came along at the right time where it just captured everybody's imagination. You're hard pressed to find a horror fan that doesn't love, or a zombie fan for that matter, that doesn't love Shaun of the Dead. And it's sad because I actually like their other work too. The American work, I thought Paul was a lot of fun, and big fans of these guys. It kind of starts off like a slightly more adult Harry Potter, and turns into like Feast towards the end. We kind of get like a Harry Potter if it turned into like a creature feature towards the end. It's no Shaun of the Dead for me, but again, I feel that's almost kind of unfair now. I can't think of anything these guys have done that I've disliked, quite frankly. I really enjoy every time they are together in a film. And, even at World's End, it seems to be the one that some people didn't think was as good, but I actually liked at World's End. I should point out neither Simon Pegg nor Nick Frost are the main stars of this. That goes to the kids. Margot Robbie even pops up in this in like a super short role as Simon Pegg's wife, which I can only think she's just a fan or something. It's pretty random. So it becomes a creature feature fairly late in the game. Some people may have issues with that. I like the kids. I mean, it's kind of like a high school angst sort of thing. Pretty standard stuff that way for a good deal of the film, which, not complaining. I liked everybody. Michael Sheen from Masters of Sex is in there as well. Nick Frost is kind of the leader of the sort of hippie, not a cult, I guess, kind of doomsdayers that live out in the woods. I kind of like the fracking plot as what kind of unleashes these creatures. I thought that was pretty cool. So some horror fans may have an issue getting to the horror, but when it gets there, it's actually a pretty damn solid creature feature. I was surprised. It's not Feast level gore, but there are certainly a few moments where it gets pretty fucked up. People's arms are torn off, heads are severed. It's fun. You kind of get it's funny. I know there's several characters you can compare to Harry Potter characters. Actually, I mean, you've got the kind of the douchey Malfoy kid. He's a little more military-like in this one, and I don't know. Where does it rank for you with their other work?
Hold on, Dan. You're telling me you've seen Harry Potter? I'm shocked.
I know about
to wear
Harry
your trench
Potter.
coat to this year.
Well, come on.
It's weird.
I mean, it's not as.
I think the first.
Not
thing,
into the Spider-Verse.
I think. Yeah, it's much worse. I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed because they are basically secondary characters, which they are, but I mean, they both pop up. I mean, it's their production company, so I'm glad they were both in it. It's a solid entry. For the first one out the gate, I was cool. I mean, I'll admit I was a little disappointed we didn't see more. But you know what? How long ago was Shaun of the Dead? I mean, it's like going to see Star Wars and expecting old-ass Luke Skywalker to be the lead. You know what I mean? They're not the youngsters we remember from Shaun of the Dead.
why can't we get a sequel of sorts to that? I mean, I know it's a little challenging, but come on. Would it not be fucking cool if they found a way to do it?
I just want From Dusk Till Dawn. They just do it and redo it as that. Just no sell the first one. As I know, that was always their plan. I mean, they literally would be telling the same movie again with vampires, but it would still be a fun fucking ride.
That would be.
Except,
I don't know why we can't.
I mean, now they're just in the Winchester with the fucking or the vampires start.
Yeah, we do need that. And yeah, I mean, like honestly, I think they wasted Margot Robbie's extended cameo too. I mean, it could have been funnier. I mean, it was just like, you know, oh, okay, she's fucking this doctor guy, and it's like, I don't know. There wasn't I think Simon Pegg is hilarious, but I don't know if they fully capitalized on the humor for me in this one. Again, it's definitely worth watching. It's a better than solid creature feature. The monsters look really good. I have no complaints about that, which is always nice. I just expect, again, yeah, I guess it's Star Wars syndrome. If you are a Star Wars fan, which I don't know why you would be because Star Trek's way better, you're always expecting it to reach the magic of the original trilogy, and it just isn't anymore. So that's how I look at this one.
No.
You know, it's kind of that From Dusk Till Dawn style where you get an angsty, non-magic Harry Potter that turns into fucking Feast. You know. And, hey, it worked as that. I had a good time. It's solid. There's an S&M scene with the Minotaur that I thought was kind of funny. Yeah. I dug it. You know, we can't always expect...
Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah. Can't always expect greatness, but... Yeah. Be realistic,
like my thing is... No, I was going to say be forewarned that... Jesus, my brain just like fucking...
It's not
broke.
a Peg Frost vehicle, for sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. Maybe they could have portrayed them as... How would I have fixed this? I would have portrayed them as, I don't know, pretending to be mentally disabled. I don't know, that wouldn't make any sense. Why would they be at the Universal? I don't know, posing as mentally disabled janitors so they could steal something from the school. They could have given it like a heist thing, because I don't care about these little bastards and their relationships. It's like, get to the horror,
You know why? Because you're old now.
I'm not old, Todd. How long?
You're old. You're older than me, but not by age. I'm just
I was gonna say, like, what the fuck are you talking about, Todd? Todd,
you are definitely older than me, just not by the actual number.
I don't know if that. Well, I do bitch a lot about people now, so I guess I am like kind of like an early, kind of like not. Yeah. I guess I do have my old man side. But in fairness, I know every generation says this, but if you're under 4, I'm not under 4. If you're under 30, you're probably a fucking dick. You probably are. I mean, I know I'm offending somebody that's listening, but I think even they would have to shrug and say, yeah, most people I know under 30 are fucking dick.
I'd strongly disagree with Dan. These are his opinions. I hang out with a lot of younger people, and I have no issues.
Yeah, when you go see Into the Spider-Verse and your fucking coat.
I was just going to say, if that is not the most pedo thing I've ever said. Jesus Christ, yes. A lot of my wrestling friends are younger years. A lot of them, yeah.
I didn't
It's not all
say
just me, it's
everybody's
almost
a
you.
dick. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, didn't say everybody was a dick. I'm just saying, I'll be nice. Let's just say 50% of anybody under 30 is a fucking dick. I mean, I'm not much older than that.
I
mean,
will
I'm
say,
32.
I will say 50% of everyone is a fucking dick. Since Dan wants to, they're just different kinds of dicks. Because to the young people, you're an old dick.
You're not old yet. All right, Luke Perry, rest in peace. He was probably like 25 when, or not even, something like that when he started portraying like high school kids. I'm 32. I can play a fucking high school kid still if I wanted to.
No,
God
not
damn
anymore.
it.
They don't. You can't get away with that anymore.
Why? Bullshit artist. Yes, I could. Come on.
No. In general, they stopped doing that, and now you can't go back. Like
4 words for you: Howard Stern, Private Parts. Not high school.
I don't get what
I
you're.
don't remember. Just saying.
Yes.
You can play younger.
That was different, though. That's more of a suspension of disbelief because you're supposed to be seeing him younger. The difference being, though, if you didn't know who Howard Stern was, you'd be like, who the fuck is this old-ass guy? It's like people complained with 90210 how old they looked. That was like the last one where they were able to really kind of get away with it. Because you look at all the 80s horror films, and they're all old as shit.
Yeah.
Like the teenagers are like 25 and 30. Now, since they've started doing them actual ages, it's hard to not do that now. Like you'll notice even more now. It sticks out if they use the like 30s or 20s or whatever.
I can be the emo kid dressed as the Crow in like a high school.
All right, we'll be
sitcom.
back.
You won't even fucking know. We didn't rate the movie, Todd. God damn it.
You're lucky. I was about to hit the music.
God damn it.
What do you rate that? I give it a 3.5.
I'm a 3. It's above average.
Okay.
It's a good chunk of it that's just kind of like a pretty typical angsty flick. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And I could be the fucking emo Crow kid because you wouldn't tell anyways. Couldn't tell.
Okay. On that note, we'll be back.
Get higher, baby. Get higher, girl.
What's he do? Just say bass or freeze. What a tip.
Vision, dreams of passion, and all the while I think of you. A very strange reaction. The more I see, the more I do. Baby, tell nobody to come along, but white lies blow away. Blow, rock it, blow. Ticket to ride, White Line Highway. Tell all your friends they can go my way. Pay your toll, sell your soul. Pound for pound, cost more than gold. The longer you stay, the more you pay. My white lines go a long way, either up your nose or through your vein. With nothing to gain except killing your brain. Higher, baby. Get higher, baby. Get higher, baby. And don't ever come down. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. low. I need some one-on-one, baby. Don't let it blow your mind away, baby. Go till you live the highway, 'cause white lines blow away. A million magic crystals, painted pure and white. A multi-million-dollar, almost overnight. Twice as sweet as sugar, twice as bitter as salt. And if you get hooked, baby, it's nobody else's fault, so don't do it. Freeze! Rock! Freeze! Rock! Freeze! Rock! Freeze! Rock! Rock! Go! Higher, baby. Get higher, baby. Get higher, baby. And don't ever come down. Don't get too high. Don't you get too high, baby. Turn you on. You really turn me on and on. 'Cause you gotta come down. My temperature is rising. When the thrill is gone. No, I don't want you to go. A street kid gets arrested. Gonna do some time. He got out 3 years from now just to commit more crime. A businessman is caught with 24 kilos. He's out on bail and out of jail, and that's the way it goes. K, sugar, K. Athletes rejected, governors corrected. Gangsters, thugs, and smugglers are thoroughly respected. The money gets divided, the women get excited. Now I'm broke and it's no joke. It's hard as hell to fight. Don't buy it. Freeze. Rock. Freeze. Rock. Freeze. Rock. Freeze. Rock.
And we are back. I think Dan's doing something.
Indeed. Doing something. You implying that I'm masturbating, sir? God damn it.
I wasn't, but apparently you were.
So long doing something. Wink, wink. Like, what else would I be doing?
Good point. Masturbating.
I'd have to get, it's still, I mean, long song, but still. You have to channel something, I don't know, that would have been some, old school Lena Romay, female vampire, maybe. I don't know. Barbed wire dolls. Barbed wire dolls probably would have got me there in that short amount of time. But anyway.
You should just fucking smile and blow me.
There you
exactly. I don't know why when you're starting to ramble on, I just don't go to Mel.
Yeah. No, that is actually like PG Mel for the most part.
Yeah.
So.
I know the one that'll make you apologize.
Only pugs can get away with that one. Yes. All right. So, guess we have Greta next.
Greta.
Our theatrical film. I don't have a description near me. Do you have a description? I can pull one up if I have to.
You know what, Dan? You did not put that on the list of descriptions you need.
I did not. It's okay.
I am stalling while I pull it up, but I have a description in front of me. Francis finds a handbag. I was already reading, Dan. Francis finds a handbag on the New York subway and promptly returns it to Greta, an eccentric French piano teacher who loves tea and classical music. Having recently lost her mother, young Francis strikes up a seemingly harmless friendship with the lonely and kindly widow who enjoys her company. But when Greta's behavior becomes increasingly erratic and obsessive, Francis does whatever it takes to end the toxic relationship before things spiral out of control.
There you go. You know what's funny about this one? The lead actress, well, I should say the Greta, Isabel Huppert was actually in a film called The Piano Teacher from Michael Haneke, who did the original Funny Games. That one actually has some pretty kinky shit in it. It's not a horror movie, but yeah, there's some wild sexual stuff on it, that one. So I thought that was actually kind of funny. All right, so Todd, what did you think of Greta?
I liked it. My thing was, and I know I told you before you went and saw, to me, it felt like it would have been much more at home in the 90s in the suspense thriller genre era with the lights of Pacific Heights and the Rocks of Cradle and that stuff. I think for today's, I don't know, it felt kind of light for today's audience. Or may work. I don't know. I've heard mixed opinions from people right now, so I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it personally.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get what you're saying, but I don't think that's a bad thing by any means.
Oh, I wasn't saying it was a bad thing.
No, I know. For
I'm
you,
just saying
yeah, that's not a bad thing at all. Do you think that this wouldn't play for a modern audience, though? I mean,
I know at least one person I talked to today who went to see it off my recommendation, who she said when she was done, she's like, "Damn it, Todd." Well, she didn't hate it, she didn't love it. Same with
is it somebody we both know?
Oh yes, it is the Pumpkin Queen.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes.
I was gonna say you were being. I was like, who
Kyle
can
saw
say
it too.
Todd?
I know. I wasn't saying. I don't know.
I was trying to think who was like a covert lady that we both know. So okay, well there you go.
I wasn't
withholding.
Right. I wasn't withholding her name on purpose.
Like she didn't want to go on the record that she didn't like Greta. I was like, okay, well now I know. All right, so I do actually want to point out I didn't even realize going in Neil Jordan, the director of Crying Game and Interview with the Vampire, did this one.
I didn't realize that either.
Yeah. Well, Stephen Ray and yeah. So this is a very straightforward movie. It's not I feel like for some people now, I mean, I don't know if our friend the Pumpkin Queen felt this way, but I don't think everything has to be twisty. I mean, this is a very straightforward, crazy fucking bitch fixates on this girl, and yeah, it is. It is a very straightforward stalker suspense flick. What I liked about it, first of all, Isabel Huppert was freaky as shit, especially at one point when she starts talking in tongues. And I like Chloe Grace. I thought she was a very likable character. You felt bad when this happened to her. You know, it at first it plays it fairly realistic. I've never been stalked, but I've heard stories and have kind of casually known a few people who've had like stalker scenarios and
your victims.
Actually, of course, yeah. You know, that's why I can't go to any show with Shelly Martinez booked on it. And long story, you know, yeah. But anyways, derail this review too. So yeah, I mean, I've heard of very similar cases where, unfortunately, a lot of times it goes on forever because they don't quite cross the line. You know, you can sit on the street and probably stare at somebody through a window. Like, it's really fucked up. And there was some actor on one of the Jaws sequels that I think went through. I remember hearing that. I can't remember who. Somebody went through a really nasty, like, stalker scenario, like, you know, blood on his car, a lot of, like, crazy fucking shit. So they did a pretty good job with that. It's a slow build, and quite frankly, I could see it unnerving people who have been through it. There's a scene that I actually felt they could have, they kind of, the claustrophobic scene in the trunk, probably one of the more suspenseful bits. I actually thought that would have been, that was something that they kind of let her out of that situation a little too fast for me. But, yeah, sometimes straightforward isn't such a bad thing. I get it, and that's the complaint that I've heard from some people, is it's predictable, but I don't know. It's a kind of supposed to be a suspenseful ride. I didn't need some huge revelation at the end or anything. It's it is what it is, and I'm good with that. Like you said, 90s thriller style. I don't have any issues with that. I think this film was much stronger than The Prodigy or Slender Man. It's kind of a classy, old-school suspense thriller. I had no issues with it at all. I really enjoyed it. If the actors weren't so on point, sure, this would probably feel a bit more average, but I thought it was well above average for me. I don't know. I dug it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. Like I said, I'm more in the 3.5 range though, which is above average. I liked it a lot. Enough.
Well above average, yeah. I'm a little higher. I'm a 4.
One thing that was pointed out that I think probably went over both of our heads was that the women were dressed so down, like they're young and they're dressing like old ladies. I was like, I didn't connect, but yeah, well, but it was never explained why she did. I guess she's sad. She can't hold it up. I don't know. I was like, you make a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Todd. What are you saying? Like, you wanted to see Chloe Grace walking around in booty shorts? I mean,
no, I didn't. Again, I didn't. It wasn't something I noticed. It was something that was mentioned to me.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Blame it on somebody else. The chick's gotta slut it up a little bit, or Todd's not happy.
Fat bitches need love too, Craig.
Remake Carrie needs to show some cleavage. God damn it, Todd.
Did you? God, no, I don't want to derail us for getting close.
Todd.
Okay. Main event.
So I'm a 4. I liked it a lot. Again, just straightforward, and I'm fine with that. All right.
I felt like you're doing just
moving on.
Okay.
What?
Keep going.
Did you say something else?
Dan's all over the place tonight.
Letting it up.
I did not, Dan.
All right, that's fine. All right, so our main event for the evening, which I tried to do first, and I got, Todd was still on the rag because I didn't use his nickname. This one is from director Duncan Skiles, and it is Clove Hitch Killer. A shocking revelation turns a teenage boy's world upside down in this chilling look at the evil that can lurk below even the most wholesome surface. Tyler Burnside is a Boy Scout, a volunteer at his local church, and the dutiful son of an upstanding community leader. Only one thing troubles the quiet Kentucky town he lives in: the unsolved murders in which 10 women were brutally tortured and killed by a psychopath known as Clove Hitch that rocked the community more than a decade ago. When Tyler discovers a cache of disturbing images in his father's possession, he begins to suspect that the man he trusts most in this world may be Clove Hitch, and that his deadly rampage may not be over. With unrelenting tension, director Duncan Skiles crafts a picture-perfect vision of the American family and then rips it to shreds. All right, so what made you designate this one the main event? I will definitely have to tag you in first.
because it has everything I loved in it. It was a fuck. We haven't had a good serial killer, like murder mystery or more mystery, like in so long. And I mean, I'll just get it out of the way right now. If you watch this and don't see, it's basically the BTK killer. You're not paying attention. I mean, other than really, I mean, the way he's caught, it's the story. I mean, but yeah, I don't know. It was just, oh fuck, I'm gonna screw up the fucking his name. I was say the wrong name. What's our lead actor's name?
Dylan McDermott. How do you fuck up the derm? God damn it.
Because I always confuse it with the other one.
Dermot Mulroney?
Right now.
Dermot
Mulroney
doesn't have shit on McDermott. God damn it.
I'm not, but I always confuse those two. And I normally have IMDb open in front of me, so I don't do that. Yeah, Dylan McDermott.
Killing it since Hardware.
There you go. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I mean, it was just, it wasn't, how do I put this? I know it's weird because it's not like super exploitive, which I do like in my serial killer films. And it's not that gritty, Henry. It's just a well-made, really good serial killer film, and something we don't get that often.
A little more realistic.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I could have went with some more explicit BTKing, but other than that,
yeah. You know, I have a theory, and I'm surprised this one didn't bother you. You know why?
Why? Wait, what?
Because it's basically like your future. Like, I don't know if you're a Boy Scout leader, but your son's gonna find your dungeon one day. He's gonna find
I was thinking too. I was gonna let you do that one, but yes.
I was just like, Todd's gonna like come in and his son's gonna be letting his lobotomized sex zombies out of the cage. I don't know if you'd play it so cool though. I don't know if you'd be like trying to like crack jokes to like talk them down. It's okay, Daddy's just kinky.
Hey, it's I've been waiting. It's just the monkey stuff. Don't worry. The monkey. And now you know the name of our episode.
There you go. I didn't get it right away. I had to think.
Yeah, you know what? I've decided to do that now. So I used to name our episodes after that. I'm just going to take random phrases from one of the movies we review. So I'm tired of like thinking of stuff for it. So I'm just going to, whatever I hear, it may not make a lick of sense, but that's how I'm naming episodes from now on.
Yeah, I dug this one too. I thought that I can see. I mean, again, serial killer flicks are kind of. I think a lot of people have their idea of what a serial killer story should be. You know, some might be looking for more. You know, something a little more. You know, like a Seven. Others may want, you know, something more realistic and, you know, like you said, gritty, like a Henry. This one's not particularly graphic. I don't know if realistic's the word I'm looking for, but more subdued. Although when McDermott goes into like full crazy mode, he does have some moments. I thought when he was dressing in his wife's clothes, I thought that was.
I don't think those were his wife's clothes. They were kind of big. I think those are his own. Speaking of his wife, Samantha Mathis, you know what you've seen her in, correct?
Well, a lot of things. American Psycho.
That's the one I was thinking that pops up immediately.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is. She's But
I thought it would have been funny if she came home during that scene and just surprised him. I wanted the moment, speaking of American Psycho, with like Dylan McDermott like fucking chasing her out of the house. It actually could have been a cool like almost Leatherface type. He kind of had a Leatherface vibe going there. That would have been really funny.
He did. And then, like, when the story kind of switches up, I don't know if switches up, where it kind of changes gears a little bit past halfway through.
Yeah.
I liked it. It took a minute to kind of figure out what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of jumps back and forth in time. It doesn't quite give you exactly what happened right away. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, the only thing I can think of with this one is...
Which is why I didn't spell it out like Dan just did, so my bad.
No, I just said it jumps back in time. That doesn't give anything. The only complaint
you gave away the fact that it jumps back in... Oh, Dan.
Well, you know that it does because you know certain events happen. Fuck you, Todd, goddammit. So anyways, the only complaint I could see some people having is they think it's more subdued. Like I said, it's not a body count film. It's not a gore film. There's it's another. I mean, kind of similar to Greta. It's fairly straightforward. I mean, it's not a whodunit or anything. I mean, that's all relatively clear.
If you don't get enough from this, just watch Miranda Murders when you're done. I know. I should have been taking screen caps of the blueprint for the dungeon, but I did not.
I don't know if we could have had those guys on though, because there were some people. That movie pissed off a lot of people. There was a show I did ages ago on the old thing. I won't say who with, but it was somebody who wrote a certain book that like had like death threats over it, and I was like, oh fuck. So
why,
that could have been.
So why can't you say it now?
I can't because I still feel that that's not. I don't know that the name was actually. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that it's that difficult to figure out, but yeah. But anyways, I really dug this one too. I thought McDermott played it really well. How he kind of was able to manipulate early on. That was a good point throwing out BTK because it's not exactly the same story, but that did kind of feel like
it's
that
obviously
here.
It's like Deranged. That's how close I think it is. Well, Deranged is like pretty much dead on, but it's definitely heavily influenced. And I did like Tyler and Cindy, the kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you? I can't really ask that, but. Do you think all the decisions at the end made complete sense? I know it's so vague.
I don't, but I kind of feel like they were trying to... To me, it felt like that Gene lives on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's... Yeah, I liked it, but, I mean, thinking about it, too, is also... really good. Basically, just don't. There's really no gore in this. It's not, it's not Hillside Strangler, or it doesn't get especially brutal, but it's nonetheless fascinating. McDermott's always good. I'm a big fan of him, and I don't mix him up with Dermot Mulroney, who also recently played a serial killer himself in one of the Into the Dark stories. So. I'm going to say McDermott is the king, however.
You have yourself a Dylan double feature.
No, you wouldn't, because the other guy's Dermot. Dermot Mulroney.
God damn it! I'll get it right eventually.
There you go.
You can have yourself a good DM double feature. Is that better?
Yeah. There you go. They have nothing in common. It's not like Bill Paxton, Bill Pullman, and people get them mixed up. This is a Todd phenomenon here that we're talking about.
Yeah, it's not like Bill Duke and Bill Duke. I'm sorry, David Keith and Keith David. I still mix those two up.
Well, of course, it's easy. I mean, one guy's black, the other guy's white. It's yeah.
Wow, I didn't think you were going to say that. What are we giving it?
Oh, we did.
We're going to rate it?
No, we're not. Yes.
I'm giving it a 4.5. I recommend it. It's well worth checking out.
I give it a high
what say
recommendation.
you?
I'm a 4, a little bit lower, but nonetheless, I still definitely recommend giving this one a shot. Again, we kind of told you what it is not and what it is, so you can kind of decide for yourself. I like the vibe on this one. I dug this. I know it's getting mixed reviews, but hey, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Really?
Yeah. So what was the other Scream Factory one, the new one that came out, or IFC? God knows, I don't want to.
Dan, I forgot to let you plug stuff. And now we hung up. Okay, never mind. Good night, guys.